Wmcjltv, Jazz Lovers Television Network. Arts, culture, and entertainment with fine news and business. Wmcjltv.
बहुत बहुत स्वागत आप सबका बहुत अच्छा लगा
Добро пожаловать. Приветствуем вас.
अभी भी आइए आपका कार्यक्रम में स्वागत है इंडिया
Всегда мы будем рады вашему приезду.
И мы вас тоже приглашаем в Россию, Башкортостан.
हम भी आपको स्वागत कर रहे हैं आने हमारे बश्कीरिया में.
Для нас будет большая честь вас встречать.
बहुत ही बड़ा ऑनर होगा आपको स्वागत करने.
В такой команде.
हम भी ऐसा पूरी टीम के साथ.
Спасибо.
Peace, Akis Malikis, Kings and Queens, like always on Thursday. I found my voice on Wmcjltv, World Media Collision Jazz Lovers Television. Watch us live on our main site, wmcjltv.com, and also follow us on Odyssey channel. Great to see all in this production. How you doing?
Makakuvu Ali El Bey, we're doing fine. Joe Lance Williams in Georgia. We got Brother Ross. Ross, where are you hailing from? I don't know. We still can't hear you. And we have Zulu King Fixin in Russia. Welcome to the World Media Coalition Thursday production. I found my voice. And today we have a special report from our correspondent in Ufa City, Russia. And he will be coming on to talk about the first belt tournament and the breaking the ice of isolation between India and Russia. So it was a tournament that they attended in India. A team from Ufa City, Russia, that Sid Hunt was a part of, and he'll be speaking about that as soon as he comes in. But before we get to that, I'd like to speak briefly about the news story that I posted this morning referencing a police shooting in Chicago. Young man named Dexter Reed had just bought an SUV, nice vehicle, white SUV, and was pulled over by a group of plain clothes police officers. And the reason why they pulled him over and approached the vehicle was due to an alleged seatbelt violation. Frickson, pull up that video, please.
Judy, the 35-page autopsy report, Dexter Reed was shot 13 times. It also ruled the manner of his death to be a homicide. The report obtained by the ABC 7i team comes just one day after Reed's family filed a federal civil rights lawsuit claiming that it was the officer's tactics that, quote, created an environment that directly resulted in his death. 13, that is the number of bullet wounds found on Dexter Reed's body during an autopsy report performed on the 26-year-old one day after his death on March the 21st. The report indicates Reed was shot 4 times in the buttocks, twice in the chest, right thigh and right leg, once in the left shoulder, and once in the left knee. Reed was killed during a confrontation with Chicago police officers in East Garfield Park following a traffic stop for an alleged seatbelt violation. His death is now subject to an ongoing investigation by both the Cook County State's Attorney's Office and the Civilian Office of Police Accountability. Open the door now! Body cam footage released by COPA 2.5 weeks ago shows officers demanding that Reed roll down his window and unlock his doors. COPA says Reed appears to open fire first on one officer standing on the front passenger side. 4 other officers, all members of a CPD tactical team, then returned fire, firing, according to COPA, 96 shots in 41 seconds. And while the initial COPA findings report that Reed fired first, protests have followed the release of the body camera footage, along with calls for the officer involved to have their police powers revoked as the investigation continues. On Wednesday, Reed's family filed a federal wrongful death lawsuit calling the traffic stop illegal and accusing Chicago police of promoting brutally violent, militarized policing tactics. A toxicology report performed on Reed as part of the autopsy also found a small amount of THC, the substance that is active, the active substance in marijuana, in his bloodstream at the time of his death. The amount, however, was about half of the legal limit for driving in Illinois. Now, the officers involved in the shooting remain on administrative leave, which is the standard procedure after a police-involved shooting. Ravi?
Now,
Turkish national and doctoral student at Tufts University has been detained by the Department of Homeland Security.
You heard that news story. The young man was stopped. Can you hear me?
Я вигірюємо какого.
The young man was stopped by plainclothes officers. They ordered him to get out the vehicle. They ordered him not to roll the window back up. And then they fired 96 shots in 41 seconds, striking him 13 times for seat belt violation. The police report, the civilian report for the police department, the COPA, even alleged that he fired the first shot. In the video, there is no movement that would indicate that this young man, 26 years of age, actually fired the first shot. Although he had a police record of carrying a firearm, in the report, there was no mention of a firearm. It could have been. We didn't hear it in that report. And there's going to be a continuing investigation. But the question becomes, what necessitates the individual to be shot 13 times, 96 shots fired at him over a seat belt violation? A seat belt violation. Any thoughts on that, anyone?
We know we're at war. It's just it.
Is that Ross speaking?
No, yeah, this is Ahmad.
Oh, that's Ahmad?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Welcome, Ahmad. Ahmad in Brazil. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was clearly a question of trigger-happy police. Because at no point in time in that video, and that's body cam video, do you hear any one of the officers ask him for his registration, driver's license, and insurance card? Did anybody hear that?
Oh, this is Joe Williams. I didn't see the video. They cut me off. I couldn't get back in, so I just came back in. So I didn't get a chance to see it.
Run that, go down a little bit. There's another article that I put up there too, Fixin', another video. See if you can pull that video up.
Like Ahmad said, we're at war, y'all. This ain't no joke.
Yeah, that one.
And let's get to some breaking news right now. We've been telling you about all morning. Video was just released within the hour of a deadly shooting of a man during a police traffic stop. Right now, our Chris Ty has seen the video, joined us right now. Chris, what can you tell us it shows? I know you've probably just gotten a glimpse of it, but take us through what we do know now.
Okay, let's walk you through this step by step, Brad. 26-year-old Dexter Reed was driving in his white SUV back in the middle of March when police came upon his vehicle in plain clothes. According to a report just issued by COPA, which is the Civilian Office of Police Accountability, those officers came to his car purportedly wearing a seatbelt violation. That was allegedly the reason for the police approaching Mr. Reed's vehicle. What happened in the ensuing 90 seconds is 96 shots were fired within 41 seconds of time. There is an exchange, and we're about to play this for you. We have edited out some of the vulgarity from the exchange. This shows the officers coming up on Mr. Reed's vehicle, asking him to come out of his vehicle. COPA today is saying that, and I want you to think about this as you're watching it, that it appears Mr. Reed fired first. The video does not make that abundantly clear, but COPA, who has been working through this video over a series of weeks, says that indeed the suspect fired first. That will be the focal point of a press conference between COPA, the mayor, and the state's attorney, which is coming your way in about 14 minutes. But let's get to this video and we can talk about it on the other side. Let's watch.
Roll the window down. What are you doing?
Roll this one down.
Roll that one down too. Hey, don't roll the window up. Don't roll the window up. Do not roll the window up. Lock the doors now. Unlock the doors now. Unlock the doors now. Open the door now. Open the door now. Open the door now. 11-6-4, David, shots fired, shots fired. Hey! Hey!
And that is just the beginning of the shooting. Again, 96 shots fired within the span of just 41 seconds. COPA's analysis of this video indicates that the man behind the wheel there, 26-year-old Dexter Reed, indeed fired first. The catalyst for this stop, which is a little curious here, you don't usually have 5 officers in plain clothes addressing a traffic stop, but I'm sure that will be something we will hear more about in the press conference, which is coming your way in about 13 minutes. You know, Brad, bringing you back in here, one of the key questions is, of course, what was bringing so many officers to surround that vehicle? This is a gentleman who we understand did have a history in the last few weeks before this shooting, which killed him, that he had brought a weapon into a street festival. But whether or not that history plays a part in this incident, and as we watch this, you can see the officer reaching for that handle, asking him to roll down that window. In the background, and I don't know if we could hear it in our clip that we played, you hear another officer saying, "Do you see his hands?" These are all the things that when we watch these videos, knowing what happens at the end of the line, we look and see what did officers do, what did they know, what could they have expected to know. So those are the critical questions here. But the number of shots fired, 96 shots fired in the span of just 41 seconds. I want to show you a statement that COPA, the Civilian Office of Police Accountability, just released. Again, they're saying that the catalyst for this was a traffic stop, that he was purportedly not wearing a seatbelt, that the officers pointed their firearms, and their investigation confirms that Mr. Reed fired first, and that over the span of 41 seconds, 96 shots were fired. This is one of those classic cases where we just don't know the full picture. This 26-year-old man, his family says, was a star back.
Now I'm going to ask this question. Did anybody hear the police officers ask for the driver's license, registration, and insurance card?
No.
No, they not asked.
Now that's supposed to be a traffic stop for seatbelt violation. Did anybody see the police officers approach the vehicle with their guns drawn?
Yes.
Okay. So nobody asked him for driver's license, insurance card, and registration. They pulled their weapons as they approached the vehicle. So when you pull your weapon, that is an indication that you mean to shoot. But if it's an alleged seatbelt violation, why was there nobody asking for those 3 documents in the first place? They were plainclothes officers. What necessitated 5 plainclothes officers approaching this vehicle for a seatbelt violation? Then in the news report, the reporter says that the individual had come into a festival with the weapon. There's a lot to uncover in this, but it already seems, well, before I say that, let me say this. Did anybody see any movement on the driver's part that looked like he was getting ready to, or firing a weapon? Was that visible to anybody? Because I didn't see it. But we're over here in New York, and you guys are in Russia and Brazil and Georgia. And all we have is the body cam footage and the news story. But the bottom line is, this young man is deceased, shot 13 times from a barrage of 96 bullets coming at him. And that's on the heels of another story coming out of Georgia, where these two young men, twins, 21 years of age, were supposed to be catching a plane to Boston to go meet some of their friends. And they wound up dead on the top of a mountain 90 miles from where they lived. They lived in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and they wound up on Bell Mountain or Hall Mountain, dead. No suspects arrested, but they did arrest a firefighter who had taken pictures of their bodies and made the pictures public. So they arrested that firefighter for violation. I just want to share this, people, because as this goes deeper into this current administration and the atmosphere in the country goes from a reciprocal vibration of people of color being treated fairly, is going into a more darker space with the elimination of diversity, equity, and inclusion, where they are eliminating positions of diversity and equity and inclusion, targeting people of color with the psychological implication that most of the diversity, equity, and inclusion positions were being held by people of color. They removed a lot of the historical context of minority veterans fighting for America in World War I, World War II, the Vietnam War. All that stuff has been removed. It is opening up a tsunami of hatred that can be unleashed. And then you got the fiasco of the head of, what's his name? Headsmith, the National Security Advisor, on a signal communication discussing an airstrike against the Houthis in Yemen, and they invited a man who was a journalist into the discussion, classified discussion, on an open link that has now got them scrambling to justify why that happened. So you got this comedy of errors taking place, lives being lost. And the president is trying to justify. So I just wanted to share this with you as we move forward. Any comments or concerns before we move on?
I really don't understand why they shot him, because it was look like many police officers, and man just like I saw, just scary and trying to defend on his car.
It's not a good look. In any case, because these police officers demonstrated intent not to check for any documentations of the driver, but they demonstrated intent of apprehension, as if they want to do this man physical harm, which is the end result. That's what I'm looking at. Joe Lance, what do you think?
Well, the whole thing is, men came, 5 men coming in plain clothes, and women like that coming to the car. It all was a setup. This common sense thing. We at war, gentlemen. It's a setup. They had already cased the man out. They already cased him out, and that was their plan. He just, that's the whole bottom line. They came in plain clothes, and it was all plain. That's all I can say. I don't see the cam that good, but what I can see is just obvious. We're at war.
Is anybody getting an echo?
Yes.
Yeah.
All of us get an echo.
Let me see something. How's my audio?
Great.
It's good.
Still has an echo.
Okay, I'm not picking up anything now. Let me try this again.
I see Russ trying to speak with us maybe a few times, 5 or 6 times, but he have no audio on his microphone. We see.
Is the audio still there? Is the feedback still there?
Yes.
Still getting that echo? Still getting that echo?
Yes.
Trying to use this speaker.
So it's probably echoing from your phone to the speaker. So the
Did
speaker.
Sid Hand come in yet?
Not yet. He's just sent me message that he's still in road.
Raj, your phone is still not working. We can't hear you. We could just see you. We can't hear anything.
Is it too close or what?
You know, it's sad. We as a people, we need to organize ourselves. Land, property, real estate, and our own gold and land and stuff. Because if we keep going like we're going, they're gonna keep on doing this until we've been so quick to try to destroy each other. We wouldn't have this problem. We don't respect ourselves. This is why they disrespect us. We're not organized.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Makakulu.
Okay, I'm gonna have to stay off camera because that echo from the speaker. Are you getting an echo now?
No, now
Yes,
it's clear. I have no echo.
Joe Lance, you said you're getting an echo?
Yes.
Actually, it's Joe Lance.
Say that
Joe
again,
Lance
please.
is getting that. Oh, Joe Lance is getting the echo off of his voice. So Michael, wait for a second. Joe Lance, say something.
Mute your speaker for a moment.
I'm gonna mute my mic.
I don't know why this echo is persisting. Amar, can you hear an echo?
Yes, I can hear an echo. Friction, turn off one of the mics from the World Media Coalition Jazz Lovers Television Network. There's 2 feeds.
So I'm trying to figure out where that echo is generating from. Because Friction said you don't get an echo, correct, Friction?
Yes, it was good.
Sid.
Say that again, Friction.
I have no echo from you now. It's your sound is good for me.
Okay. Who was that saying happy birthday?
Sid Hunt came to us. He's have birthday today.
Okay.
Happy birthday,
Sid. How you doing?
Best wishes.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry for being late. I forgot about the time shift, like the summertime and winter time, because we don't have that. That's why it did not click for me.
So is this your birthday, Sid?
Sorry?
Well, congratulations.
Okay, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
So do you want us to run that production trailer again and you can break it down to what the event was about?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, fix it, run it again.
Okay.
बहुत बहुत स्वागत आप सबका, बहुत अच्छा लगा।
Добро пожаловать. Приветствуем вас.
अभी भी आइए, आपका वेलकम है, स्वागत है, वेलकम इन इंडिया।
Всегда мы будем рады вашему приезду.
И мы вас тоже приглашаем в Россию, Башкортостан.
हम भी आपको स्वागत कर रहे हैं आने हमारे बश्कीरिया में.
Для нас будет большая честь вас встречать.
बहुत ही बड़ा ऑनर होगा आपको स्वागत करने के लिए.
В такой команде.
Especially ऐसे पूरी टीम के साथ.
Спасибо.
Breaking the ice of isolation, a special report, WMCJLTV correspondent from Ufa City Sid Hunt, roll with it, you got it.
Yeah, so last week, rather last weekend, something very historic happened. So basically, it is so India hosted its first international belt wrestling tournament. Belt wrestling is a sport which originated in Central Asia and is most popular, obviously, in that region. And it is almost unknown in India. And it is not an Olympic sport. Currently, around 42 countries play the sport, participate in its tournaments. There is a federation, etc. And through the cooperation, the growing cooperation between India and Russia, it was decided to bring the sport to India. And to later this year officially recognize it as a sporting discipline. So why is this very important? First of all, it is not an Olympic sport. So because the sports world is very politicized right now, especially around the Olympics and stuff, the sanctity of those are no longer held up by a lot of countries, especially by the originators of the Olympic Games. So in case that people don't know, a lot of Olympic disciplines are native to Europe. So, for example, Greco-Roman wrestling. It is traditional sport of Greece and the European continent, but it is not traditional for other parts of the world. But still, people of Africa, Latin America, Asia still played it. Because sports is not bound to a certain culture or region. However, the traditional sports from outside of Europe, they almost never get recognition in the Olympics. It is very Eurocentric. So as the world drifts away from the Olympics, they start to embrace the traditional sports of each other. And in these belt wrestling competitions, for example, it is an example, Russian team can use their national anthem, they can use their national flag, like freely. There's no politics involved in it. The only politics is that sending a message to those in the Olympic committees and stuff that you should stop playing politics with the sports. That's the only political message. This competition was organized between three brotherly nations, Russia, Uzbekistan, and India. And the first edition was in India. Next edition will be in Uzbekistan next year. And the year after that, our city will host the third edition of this competition. So by that time, by these years, a lot of young people will join in India. Will join the sport, and India is interested in joining new sporting federations because a lot of young people should first of all have like perspectives of like doing something, because India has huge young population. Second, and the most important one, and these are the words of Indian officials from their mouths during the event and the negotiations, that they're most interested in is that so that the youth of India strays away from drugs, because sports sports can empower your body and soul, and at the same time fight like the drug menace, because people who do sports, they will naturally stay away from those things. So India, so at least the officials that we spoke with who are on board with promoting belt wrestling in India, like that, this is one of their main purposes, so that their youth does not stray into some wrong paths. So yeah, that's basically it. I was there as a part of delegation from Republic of Bashkortostan. Russia was represented entirely by us, not entire Russian Federation. Like only Bashkir team and like Bashkir ministers, etc. Like it was our like regional delegation, not the federal one. So we were representing Russia. I was together with the Deputy Prime Minister of Republic of Bashkortostan. Yeah, as you can see in the video, like I stay right beside him and translate everything. Yeah, we were promoting our region, India, and also promoting the sports. There were a lot of different kinds of negotiations, which I will not dive into, but I will say that the ripple effects of this event will be seen in a major way in the upcoming like 3-4 years. Like major ripple effects. So yeah, that was the summary. I went to India like after 7 years. It was long due. So I was extremely happy to go there and just embrace the atmosphere of my cultural roots. So I'm very glad that this thing happened on a personal level. And the so yeah, you can see they videoed like some of the campus grounds. Yeah, and in the video with the drums, it was how the Indian side received us at the airport. Oh, why is it echoing?
Let's watch this video with audio. I think it's good.
साल शहीद आजम भगत सिंह, राजगुरु और सुखदेव जी की शहादत को नमन करते हुए भारत, उज्बेकिस्तान और रशिया के योद्धा उतरे मैदान में.
despite being wrestling, I think sport always unites us.
Russia and Uzbekistan are two countries with a very rich history of belt wrestling. This decision to bring these two teams to India, I believe it's just the start. Спасибо вам огромное за то, что показали нам Индию с самой лучшей стороны.
हेलो मैं हूं आपका अपना हरि और मेरे साथ है शैंकी सिंह जी पाजी उत्तो मौसम कितना है मौसम सेम है पाजी सेम है पाजी उत्ते ठंड होती है भाई लोग ये शैंकी सिंह जी हमारे भारत की शान आन बान और शान तो कहता है ना रशिया उज्बेकिस्तान और भारत के रेसलर्स जो है वो आपस में कम्पीट कर रहे हैं पाजी कितना लग रहा है बहुत बढ़िया लग रहा है पाजी अपने लिए सब तो बड़ी गल पता है कि मतलब एज इंडियन सी अपने नाल आज राजगुरु भगत सिंह ते सुखदेव जी ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਦਿਨ ਤੇ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਦਿਨ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਅੱਜ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਦਿਨ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਅੱਜ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਰਸ਼ੀਆ ਉਜ਼ਬੇਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਐਥਲੀਟ ਨੇ ਟੌਪ ਕਲਾਸ ਐਥਲੀਟ ਨੇ ਆ ਗੇਮ ਦੇਖੀ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਬੜੀ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਬਹਿ ਕੇ ਇੰਨੀ ਪਾਵਰ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਹੈ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰ ਸਟੈਮਿਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਲੋਅਰ ਬੋਡੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ
ਡਾਈਟ ਦੱਸੋ ਮਤਲਬ ਘੈਂਟ ਜੀ ਡਾਈਟ ਦੱਸੋ ਵੀ ਹਾਈਟ ਵੀ ਵਧੇ
ਥੱਲੇ ਸਪਰਿੰਗ ਲਵਾ ਲਓ ਹੋਰ
इंडिया रशिया उज्बेकिस्तान आज सारे एथलीट नंबर 1 एथलीट इकट्ठे हुए हैं शहीद आजम भगत सिंह जी राजगुरु सुखदेव जी के जो शहीदी दिवस है इसको भारत के कोने कोने में फैलाया जाए जो ये बेल्ट रेसलिंग जो कि कोई इसको अभी जानता नहीं है इतना भारत में हमारा जो हमारी टीम है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा युवा जुड़े इसके साथ
Three brotherly nations, India and Russia. I'm very happy that we have this tournament, which is a very strong symbol of our friendship, of our unity.
And it's just a pleasure and honor to be here and to welcome all of you here and congratulate you all.
First of all, welcome to India.
मैं पहली बार भारत में हूँ। भारत के बारे में सिर्फ टीवी पे या मूवीज में देखे थे।
जी अच्छा
भारत बहुत ही खूबसूरत जगह है। सबसे जो भारत को खूबसूरत करते हैं वो इनके लोग होते हैं, जिसके साथ भी हम मिले यहाँ पर। They are humans from capital letter. ये रशिया में ऐसे कहते हैं to give respect.
What about the food? Indian food?
Она другая, я скажу.
It is very different.
Did you try something?
Вода.
जब हम रशिया आए तो हमें क्या खाना चाहिए?
बशकीरिया में जो रशिया में आता है जहाँ से हम आए हैं कि एक बहुत ही फेमस नेशनल डेजर्ट कॉल्ड बाउरसाक या चक हमारे बशकीरी हनी के साथ बनता है, so you must try.
हमें कब बुला रहे हो रशिया?
हमारे साथ लगेज में
I like your hat, Siddharth.
Yeah, so this turban, it's a Maratha turban, and it is usually it is wrapped only for kings as a sign of respect for the countries that they represent. Because we represent Bashkortostan and Russia, they wrapped our heads with it.
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations, Sid.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was really very special feeling to see history.
What city was that in?
It was the city of Rohtak.
Okay.
It's a small town in the state of Haryana in India. It is like one of the from Delhi. It is like a 2-hour drive on a highway. Yeah. So.
And what is the name of the team that came from Russia?
It was national team of Bashkortostan.
Okay. Okay. Now, is that a form of martial arts as well?
Yeah. It is a form of wrestling.
Say that again.
Wrestling.
Wrestling. Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. And you're in the team?
As a translator.
Oh, you're not into the judo and stuff?
Sorry, I did not hear.
You're not into the wrestling and the judo?
Yeah, I don't do any sports, unfortunately, but it just so happened that throughout the years, I was kind of close to the martial arts world.
Okay.
Be it wrestling, be it judo, karate. Like, I've been like that fly on the wall, so to say.
All right.
Right on, right on. So you were just covering the event.
No, I was like right in the middle of the most important stuff, like in the negotiations and the other things, because outside of this a sporting tournament, there were like 3 full days of meetings, and negotiations. The Yeah, I was translating for our minister, and it was very productive.
Excellent, 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 excellent.
It's just
Well,
that
congratulations.
yeah, it is just that a lot of stuff I cannot say due to the nature of the things which were discussed. But I can say that the world is moving towards a very uncertain but a very interesting place.
Sport is united.
Okay.
Yeah, sports unite in a way which people actually underestimate.
Excellent.
Sports
Excellent,
and music also united.
Yes. Yes. That's just what I was thinking, Friction. Sports and music brings people together.
Right. That's true. That's true.
Friction, what do you have for us today?
Yeah, I want to share with you also one great event. People on the free territory from Ukrainian Nazi Army now have more peaceful life, and jazz musicians from Moscow visit them. It's famous Russian jazz musician Sergei Letov.
Выступать в ебеня, вот это по банку. Остальное все хуйня. Вы у нас самые...
It was the first concert for many years for these people, because a long time they was under pressure of Ukrainian army and Nazi government, and Sergei Letov is a famous jazz musician, like I said. He's a older man from the Russian jazz scene, and you know, it was just event for the people who live still in the very hard situation, because they still have no light in the houses, and they living with no light, and in their homes still cold, and this music was like you know, some fire for their hearts, for their souls, musical therapy, musical jazz therapy for the people who just feel free after that war.
The string instruments are very nice. Very nice. The string instruments. You hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, Joe.
Very nice. I like that. The string instrument sound is very nice.
Yes, that was good. Give the people a chance to breathe a little bit. So this is the World Media Coalition Jazz Lovers Television Network. I found my voice with Ahmad Mansour, Joe Lance Williams, Ufa City Sid, and Ross, and our technical director and vice president, Zulu King Frickson. Take us out, Frickson. WMCJLTV, Jazz Lovers Television Network. Arts, culture, and entertainment with fine news and business. WMCJLTV.
बहुत बहुत स्वागत आप सबका, बहुत अच्छा लगा। अभी भी आइए, आपका वेलकम है, स्वागत है, वेलकम इन इंडिया।
Мы будем рады вашему приезду.
И мы вас тоже приглашаем в Россию, Башкортостан.
हम भी आपको स्वागत कर रहे हैं आने हमारे बश्कीरिया में.
Для нас будет большая честь вас встречать.
बहुत ही बड़ा ऑनर होगा आपको स्वागत करने के लिए.
В такой команде.
ऐसे पूरे टीम के साथ.
Спасибо.